Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Scorpio, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing a little bit of a different reading today. It's going to be all about blockages, boundaries, and breakthroughs. And of course, advice from Spirit. For your reading today, I am going to be using the Meraki Tarot, which is a deck given to me by a fellow Scorpio. And I'm going to be pulling one card from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. I'm going to pull the card and read it intuitively, but then at the end of the reading, I will look in the book and read that out to you. So, Scorpio, oh, that just slid right off. The Mystic, isn't that a beautiful card? The Mystic. Number 21, which relates to the World card in the Major Arcana. You can see here this gigantic eye, it looks like a blue eye. So you could have blue eyes or be connected to somebody with striking gray blue eyes. There's one down here as well, I didn't notice. I've had this deck for a few years now, and there are some cards that have never popped out during the reading. So I don't know if this one has come out, maybe once. So I'm just kind of taking it in. Like when you think of moth energy, and I interpret this as butterfly / moth energy, there's something so delicate about their wings, right? They're like paper thin, and yet they carry so much beauty and represent, in a way, they represent complete dismantling, right? It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes, which of course makes me think of the death card, which is Scorpio energy. But it's a renewal, it's a rebirth from the caterpillar to the butterfly. This is really striking, this very bright area in the middle. It actually reminds me, you know what it reminds me of? Did you see the very first image ever taken of a black hole that came, they released that publicly, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago? This woman, I guess she's a scientist. I don't know where she was working. I think she's American, but she was not in the United States at the time, but I could be making all of that up. I don't know. It was a lady that she took the very first photo of a black hole. It's pretty striking. There's something to it. Maybe something about firsts. Maybe something about being at the threshold of something, right? We can never really approach a black hole because we get sucked into its gravity, into oblivion. But it's almost like at the center of this, I want to say the words event horizon. Whoa. See how my voice just like cut out there? It's almost too big for me to express, because that's what a black hole is. It's too big to even express the expansiveness of it. The event horizon, it's like the tipping point. The event horizon describes the very edge of a black hole, the very edge of time and space as we know it. Because past that point, we cannot know. But I feel like there's some part of you some part of your essence that is trying. We could be bringing it way back further down to earth, and there just could be a mystery in the 3D that you're trying to figure out. With the mystic energy here, it shows me, though, that you are perhaps acknowledging your spiritual gifts. I know a lot of Scorpios, not many of them do not acknowledge their spiritual gifts. Like, in that they know they have spiritual gifts and they don't want anything to do with their spiritual gifts. Which, you know, I get it. Sometimes it can be kind of scary, but 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier. I feel like somebody's spirit guides just came in because they started tunneling my left ear. Blockages, boundaries, breakthroughs, and advice from spirit. For Scorpio, please. For Scorpio. Ooh. This deck also has a few special cards in it as well, a few extra cards. That I have left in the deck. Okay, 8 cards out. Wow. You got 2 of those special cards. That's very, very nice. Spirit just told me to look at the bottom of the deck, and you got the Justice card. Justice is the number 11 in the major arcana, and it's Libra energy. So there could be some very quick, swift justice coming in for you at this time. Swift justice coming in for you, having to do with some kind of betrayal or backstabbing. Something where somebody kept you hanging, right? 10 of Wands underneath that. 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands. Burden. So much burden. You see how this stag has all of the branches stuck in its antlers? Can you imagine how heavy that would be? The antlers alone are heavy. There's something here that's coming in for you. Karmic balance is finally coming in. And you're looking forward to it. You may be waiting for it. Where is it? But you're looking forward to it. It's almost like you know you've paid your dues. That's what I hear. Spirit, please help me. Haven't I paid enough dues? What are your blockages right now? Page of Cups in the upright. And the 4 of Wands in the reverse. Such an interesting 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands talks about, it's the 11-11 card. It's referred to as the 11-11 card, sometimes the twin flame card. But it can talk about building upon a solid foundation. So interesting too, there's so many butterflies represented. Isn't it interesting too how a single branch can be the home for something, whereas for something else it could just be an impediment, right? But it's a building on a foundation. But when you have the card in reverse, it's almost like there's something here that is left lingering, I wanted to say. With the Page of Cups, it's somebody who, you know, may owe you, you know, if we're talking about karma. Okay, they just gave it to me. Somebody may owe you an apology. Several people, in fact, may owe you an apology. But Spirit's telling me some of those people may never give it to you. And there's a part of you still waiting with the cup in your hand, right? Like if this is the Cups energy and someone's giving you their apology and symbolically they're pouring from their cup into yours, it's almost like I see you standing with your cup waiting for someone to fill it. And Spirit is saying, don't do that. Don't wait. whatever karma, whatever will come to meet them, that's not your concern. What is your concern is trying your best to get closure without the apology. But that's your blockage right now, because it's really throwing you for a loop. Like, you almost can't believe it. You almost can't understand how somebody could do that to you, whatever that is, right? Because the card is in reverse, this is, like I said, backstabbing, betrayal, just being totally let down on the ground. When the card is in the upright, it's like moving past it, going back to the ace, going back to clarity. But when it's in reverse, it's like you're still working through that energy. So that's why this is in the subconscious energies, the Justice card and the Ten of Swords in the reverse. It's like there's some part of you that can't let it go. Can't let it go. And that's your blockage. You can't move on. And it may potentially be keeping you from something really beautiful. Like, emotions are like things, right? Like, if we have too much, like right now, like, you can't see, like, you can kind of see, you know, a crazy bookshelf or whatever with my tarot decks. You can't see the rest of my room. The rest of my room is like a disaster. It's not a disaster. It's not a disaster. It's just got a lot of stuff in it. I live out of this room. So it's like, until I make room for new things, I'm not going to be able to get new things, because it's already so junky in here, right? And so emotions are the same. If you have junk emotions still stuck somewhere inside of you, you can't make room for something really beautiful, right? And I see this. I'm going to show you. It was the Justice card, the Eight of Wands, communication, fast action, the Ten of Swords in the reverse, the Ten of Wands in the upright, and the Ace of Cups in the reverse. This is what wants to come in. A brand new cup of love from someone else, I might add. From someone else. Not the person here that you're looking for the apology from. That's not who Spirit wants to bring towards you. You know why, too? It's almost as if that if they this could just be a friend, it doesn't have to be like romantic, whatever. It's almost like if they give you an apology, even if that apology is subpar, and you know it's subpar, there might be the tendency within you to forgive and let them back into your orbit. And I feel like there's a part of Spirit that's just like, nope, not for your best and highest good, sorry. Spirit doesn't want to bring anything in towards you that's not for your best and highest good. Like Three of Cups. It's interesting that I just now noticed there's like a 3 here. That's interesting. Oh, you know what's weird? It's only in the reverse. Okay. What? It's in the reverse that I see this. Sorry, I'm having a moment right now where I'm seeing the image in reverse. And I'm wondering that if in every other recording that I've done for the past 4.5, 5 months, if the image has been reversed, or if I hit something unwittingly on my camera, should I stop the recording and check? I'm not going to, but I'm just now realizing that it's in reverse. What? I'm having a weird existential crisis. Sorry. It has something to do with your reading. That is so strange. Because even my face looks different. I feel like I must have, I don't know, did I hit some kind of something? I'm hoping not. Okay. We're gonna move on from that because it's a little weird. It has something to do with your reading. It's like your whole equilibrium has been thrown off by this situation. But it's very strong because this energy is celebration. This is the energy of like wanting to come together, clinking glasses and really feeling like you want to break bread is what I just heard. Can we just forgive and forget? It's your call, Scorpio. It's your call. You can bring this person back, but it does come in the area of the blockages, so I'm not sure if you really want to do that. But it's up to you. In the boundaries, Ace of Wands in the reverse, clarified by the 8 of Cups. Oh. You know what I saw immediately when I saw this, right? So whenever the aces are in the reverse, aces bring new from spirit. This would be a new venture, a new action, something that would kind of get you motivated and excited about something. The card is in reverse and it's your boundaries. So it's like Spirit's telling me that you have erected a boundary against the possibility of anything new coming in for you at this time. It's purposeful. But it's strange because it's clarified by the 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups is walking away from something. Not quite knowing where. So in this area of your boundaries, I'm getting like mixed messages for you. And I think maybe it's probably confusing you as well. Like you're confused by your own reasoning or rationale. Because this card, often when people talk about the 8 of Cups, and when I refer to it, because this is kind of how I learned, who would be crazy enough to walk away from 8 full cups? It's somebody who knows that there's 9 and 10, right? Who's somebody who is not willing to settle, who is not willing to, who's willing to risk. And yet this card is like a card of like, I don't want to start anything new. I have enough to deal with. Even if it's from Spirit, even if I know that it's good for me, I'm not comfortable. And so you're putting up a self-imposed boundary, a self-imposed limitation right now. Again, it's your choice. But I see you trying, I see you wanting, it's like this is what's happening, but this is what your desire is. Your desire is that you want to walk away from something. Is it because you think it'll make you into the bad guy? That's what I just heard. You don't want to be perceived as the bad guy. This is interesting. The Universe card in the reverse, the Page of Pentacles, and the Empress in reverse. Not closing out a chapter that needs to be closed. Okay, just taking itty bitty baby steps. Itty bitty baby steps. This is a hard one, Scorpio, because I'm just gonna tell it to you straight. You know, my mom asked me the other day, and she said, when you get a message that's not so nice or whatever, do you find a way around it? Like, do you tell people? I'm like, yeah, I tell people. I tell people because they trust me to tell them. What is Spirit telling me with this card? That your self-confidence is at like a very low point. You probably already know this. It's not to say that you aren't an empress, that you don't have the power of all four queens, that you aren't majestic and beautiful and abundant, etc., etc., but you do not feel it. You're putting up a boundary against your own greatness. I think you're looking too much to other people for confirmation, affirmation. Spirit just gave that to me. As in, right now, and that doesn't have to do with everything, it's just whatever this situation is. You care too much about what other people think about you. This could be your parents, could be your boss, could be your significant other. I don't know. Your soul tribe. And Spirit is saying you don't have to do that. You can stand alone, but standing alone sometimes is very lonely, right? When we set ourselves apart, when we shine our light, etc., etc., that can be really lonely. But strangely, I've found as your spiritual gifts start to grow, you just naturally attract other light workers towards you. So if you are realizing that you are clairvoyant, for example, you will meet strangers just out of nowhere that will start channeling messages to you, or you will find some commonality, right? Not everyone can come with us when we spiritually ascend, when we recognize our greatness. Some people don't want you to recognize it. We know this. We've experienced this as adults. There's always that one friend who does not want the best for you because of their own jealousy, their own lack of self-confidence and insecurity. The point is that, like, are you like looking at it head on? Can you see it now? And why on earth would you continue to entertain people like that in your life, right? I don't know, but this is in your breakthrough. The Tower is in your breakthrough energy. I think, in a sense, Spirit has had enough. And they're going to shake up some things for you because you don't want to be the bad guy. No, it's not saying anything bad's going to happen to anybody, but it could be that coworker that just mistreats you or is really false with you or whatever. Suddenly they just go away. They just quit, or they transfer, or they move, or whatever, and then it's like, oh, you're not a part of my life anymore, right? So interesting. Like, I don't want to get too much into it, but I was in a situation once with a coworker who was just like a piece of crap. And I'm not exaggerating, like, this person was not nice. And unless you were just completely in the dark and asleep, everyone could see that about this person. And when they went away, they quit, and when they went away, there were some people that were like, oh, you know, she wasn't that bad. She, this, that, and the other thing. And I just looked at them and I was like, are you insane? And like, I work with spirit, so I'm trying to see the best in people, but I can call something what it is. And it was just like, are you insane? You're kidding, right? That person was horrible, horrible to you, not even horrible to me, horrible to you, horrible to others. And now you're saying, oh, they weren't that bad. Okay. I don't know what that was about, if it was like diplomacy or whatever. Like, Scorpio, just, no. No, you don't have time for that. You don't have space for that. This is Scorpio energy and Aries, the Tower. Great upheaval. Great shock. Spirit saying enough is enough. They've given you opportunities, and now this is the breakthrough, though. Because, in a way, there's a feeling of gratefulness because Spirit's helping you out. It might be painful right in the beginning, but ultimately you're going to be really grateful for it. You're going to be really thankful. You got the Meraki card. This is the special card in the deck, number 22. The Meraki card talks about, at least according to the book, your life's blueprint, your destiny, essentially. And you got it in reverse. I think number one, because this is your breakthrough energy, it's an acknowledgement that you have a path, that you have a path, and that your path is even bigger than you could have imagined. Like, you're not just some anonymous small grain of dust in the cosmos. I mean, yes, we are, and no, we're not. You are a divine entity. I mean, you got the Mystic, for crying out loud. Cancer did not get this card. You're trying to discover what that path is. It's not entirely clear to you yet. Spirit, can you give us a clue as to what this path is for Scorpio? The Moon in reverse, Pisces energy. They're not giving it to me, but they're saying all will be revealed. The Moon talks about secrets, illusion, confusion. When it's in reverse, it's almost like the moon is receding into the background and the sun is coming up, and things will be revealed. I kind of knew too, which is crazy, when I asked the question that they weren't going to give it to me. And I can keep pulling cards, but it's just like, I already know that Spirit's not going to give it to me, because I'm reading for a lot of people. It's your path to unfold, right? But all will be revealed. It's going to become less and less and less mysterious to you. I'm going to pull one more card because you know what? I'm going to use a different deck. This is the White Sage Tarot. Okay, I can't even lie. This card, just the top card just slid out of the top. Ace of Swords, clarity. All will be revealed. Okay, Spirit was like, yo, I said what I said, what I said, what I said. This clarity is coming in for you, don't worry. And that's that. Okay. Okay. Advice from Spirit. You got one of the special cards, another one of the special cards here, and the word is aspiration. So there's another card in this deck that Pisces got called apathy. It's the same scene, but it's like a wolf in the corner seeing this kind of warm, cozy house, but they're turned away from it. They're like, oh, it's too high. Aspiration with this bear, it's like, oh, I can climb that. I can reach that sanctuary. I can reach that warm bed and warm meal. That Spirit is saying, don't lose sight of your goals. Don't lose sight of your goals. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. 9 of Pentacles in the upright is pre-Empress energy, but it also talks about being single, being singular and independent and entrepreneurial. When the card is in the reverse, it's almost like divine partnership, counterparts. So you could be nearing the time when you meet somebody new, right? That Ace of Cups that I showed you in the beginning. Or it could simply mean that you are ready to collaborate with others in order to achieve your goal. It's not easy, right? This bear has to climb this little ladder, but it's almost like, it's like there's a little rabbit trying to climb a ladder. It's almost like the bear is saying, go up there and go get something for me, right? That would suggest, well, delegating, but also having to be a little bit creative in the way you approach your goals. A little bit more creative than normal. Thinking outside of the box. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is, I'm just going to say it, for some of you, it could be a romantic partner. I don't like to declare things just like straight out like that, but that's, Spirit wants me to say this could be a romantic partner. Knight of Cups is somebody who is authentic and brings in a message of love. So that's your reading, Scorpio. We're going to pull, rather, we're going to read from the book, number 21, The Mystic. The seer, the light worker, the dreamer. The mystic is often misunderstood in our culture, depicted as a wandering or light-hearted daydreamer. Yet, like Shiva, the true mystic plays a critical role in society, remaining fearlessly dedicated to the path of transformation. In order to save the earth from darkness, Shiva swallows the poison of the world and holds it in his throat, slowly transmuting the liquid into nectar. This is the work of the mystic. They do not fear darkness, but rather sit in the presence of it, harness the potential and latent energy behind it, and embed it with light. They are patient and prudent change makers, seeking growth above all else. Unanswerable questions are the mystic's lifeblood. The mystic revels in mystery in the great riddle of life, dancing with the forces of light and dark upon its wings. If there was ever a card that described Scorpio energy, right? Scorpios, a lot of the time, live in the darkness. They live in the shadow. They understand the shadow. But it's not just about kind of existing in the shadow, it's thriving within it. It's using the shadow to your advantage. So that's your reading, Scorpio. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Scorpio.